Hello, I'm Penny Melville-Brown from Baking Blind. I've spent nearly 20 years helping other disabled people to get back to work. Sometimes employers think that blindness or any other disability means that we can't do a good job. But I hope that these videos will show that with the right ambition and determination, the right equipment and just a bit of help, we can do a job as well as anyone else. I'm back in Charlene's home kitchen where we were finishing that really tricky pumpkin and smoked egg pasta. It had taken hours.
Quick touch. What I'm doing now is I'm just doing a slight indentation into the pasta.
Show me?
Yep, so just a slight indentation, and we'll remove our finger and see how quickly that bounces back. So it's not bouncing back all that much, so we still need to work on that a little bit more. Look, the texture's okay, but I'd like to add a little spray of water.
Oh, right.
Just a little spray.
When I'm making pastry, if my pastry is a bit dry, and this is a great Delia Smith trick, is you just dip your hands into the water and then shake them dry, and what you've got left on your hands is what you need for the pastry, so you don't go mad and adding another big splosh to make it all wet.
And you could easily do that with pasta as well.
It's a really interesting day today because earlier we were making bread with a Thermomix.
Yes.
And really useful bits of kit, I think. Not really very good for visually impaired people, but quite distant from this approach to where you feel and smell and are engaged personally and directly with your cooking. And I think there's probably scope for both, because if you're in a rush, to be bang all ingredients into a machine is not a bad idea. But if you want to just have a complete workout, which is exhausting doing this break, this is the way to do it.
This is like my therapy. If I am stressed or feeling run down, I'll put on some Michael Bublé, I'll have a glass of wine, and I enjoy the repetitive motion of kneading the dough, and it's kind of very therapeutic for me. And after an hour of making pasta, I feel like I've just been at a day spa, or I've had a workout at the gym.
Once the pasta has been kneaded, it needs resting, at least 30 minutes, but perhaps even a couple of days. Okay, cling film, paper bag, fridge. I could have used the pasta machine, but hand rolling is much easier when you're blind, so I left the machine to Charlene. I have an icing rolling pin at home, which is much longer and is flat and is non-stick, and that works really well. And then I had a special stick made for me so I could cut the pasta and turn the stick, and it was exactly the same thickness on each turn of the stick, and it works beautifully. We seasoned the cooked pumpkin with freshly ground nutmeg and black pepper. Added goat's cheese, put the mix into a piping bag. We used the pasta that I'd rolled by hand. But that tea towel that we moistened has just helped it, hasn't it?
It has helped it, yes.
It's probably not as thin as machine made, but mine's got character.
It'll taste delicious.
It will. Charlene had devised a way for me to pipe the pumpkin mix into circles around a pastry cutter. I'm not sure how well it would work if I was trying to do this alone.
I'm just going to come around to your left, to your right.
And then I had to get a whole fresh egg yolk inside the pastry cutter and then lift the cutter away without breaking the egg yolk.
I'm a bit too eager. How did we go?
I'm just
Yep, it's perfectly fine. We did it!
Okay, so how many people are coming for supper? So if we said 6 and we want 3 of these each, just another 18.
Just another 18, but let's just settle with 3 for the time being.
We sprayed the pasta with water so that the top layer would stick. Okay, so you want me to lay this second piece of pasta over our filling? Let me
just over there.
Yep. Just whiz it over.
Yep, so just up a little more. Up and drop.
Drop.
There you go.
Drop. Drop. Okay, Charlene. Now, I'm told that you need to get the air out of these.
Correct.
So I'm just going to sort of
use your senses to guide
sneak
you.
down on it so that I'm feeling it is as snug as I can get it. Then I cut out each individual raviolo with a larger pastry cutter.
Lovely, and we can, yep, you can rip away that pasta if you like, all the edges.
Do you mean all this stuff that I spent hours rolling out? Well, I'm waiting to see how that comes out. I think perfect is slightly overambitious.
It'll be perfectly delicious.
We dished up the cooked ravioli and topped with the smoked egg white foam and hazelnuts. It was an exhausting afternoon, but thanks to Charlene's thought and care, it was a triumph of a dish.
There we go. Take a bite. There you go. Would you like to take the spoon? There you go. What do you think of that?
That's a great combination.
Delicious.
Next time I'm in the city centre of Melbourne, cooking with professional pastry chef Dre.